Surprise! I'm back with another epic memecast just when you least expected it. Here's what's coming up in today's game.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
I just bought a giant room full of gold coins and I'm gonna dive into it like Scrooge McDuck. Ah! Okay, drop him! The unstoppable Exodia!
Then load up.
They call him. I just got out of jail and I ain't going back. I ain't going back.
All salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt.
Turn around and make it bounce, bounce, bounce. I want you to suck it. Baby, don't hurt me.
Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away.
Expected it. So grab yourself that nice cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy some good old-fashioned robot genocide in Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Today I'm going to be showcasing a game from the brand new 3v3 ladder.
It's so hot right now.
Which, if you don't know, all the games are mid-sized maps and they're all played on the random map generator, which means none of these players will have seen this map before, and neither have I, because I haven't seen this. And that means we can get the good old-fashioned Rorschach test out, which is a window really into the abyss, which is the human psyche. Now, an artistically in touch spiritual person might say that looking at this, they can see yin and yang, they can see harmony in all things. Perhaps they see the struggle between good and evil, the duality of life and death, nature in perfect balance. But if you ask me, I see two potatoes, so you know, maybe I'm not the best person. We've got two teams today, all around the 1500 mark, with one exception, and that's going to be red versus blue. We're going to take the red team first up here. It's going to be Epic Bennis, who is, he's smurfing, but not deliberately, because this is probably his first game in the 3v3 ladder, and therefore is unranked. He is, in fact, a 2K rated player. Up at the back in the air slot, it's Dragon Slayer.
And you know what else? You know what else? You're a girl dragon.
So he's going to be rolling a bard in our D&D campaign, potentially needs to roll a d20 for circumference and penetration damage. He's in dark red at the back, scab red. At the front here, it's Wooden HIMARS. He is going to be delivering long-range Aeon artillery damage. And at the bottom in the blue team, there are some faces you may recognize, starting with Totally Not a Robot. Now this is of course some Cybran trickery. He is in fact a massive robot. But more importantly than that, he is a previous Derp Award winner for deleting all of his mexes accidentally. Can he redeem himself, or will he be the first player ever to win a double Derp Award? We will find out. Down here in blue, it's like a lizard found its way onto Stack Overflow. We've got the Codemander, and his ally here is Babel. And I actually asked Babel what his name was, you know, the tower. And he was like, no, actually it's Babe1. And so I said, what, like the pig? And he said, no. So here we go, this is our map. There's not a lot of reclaim. Navy obviously going to be featuring very heavily, and especially with Epic Bennis taking the team lead role here, is saying just spam Frigatt. That is the bell curve of big brain ideas. And look at all these naval yards queued up. We already have 10 naval yards queued here for the red team, and nothing for the blue teams. This is bold.
Let's see if it pays off for them.
Scouting information wise, well, Babel has got a pretty good idea of what's going on in the enemy team. He's scouted, he sees air, he sees double land. To the red team, on the other hand, well, they know absolutely nothing other than there's some labs here. Why is Robot making labs here? Well, because he expects the invade, but if he's expecting an invade, labs are actually not useful against that, so slightly questionable decision here. Bomber out for both teams. And we keep it at 0. Also, in the news for the channel, I have built myself a new computer, which means that I can actually run replays much faster. which is actually a blessing, because the amount of days I've spent watching replays go really slowly is way too many. Quad air factory here queued up for Totally Not a Robot. And interesting, no play for this central island for the blue team. They are too cool. Maybe that's just their color. They're the cool blue team. For this, what looks like a large, I guess, a Pop-Tart with 6 mexes on, but are 6 mexes really relevant when there's like 50 on the island? Probably not. Tech 1 bomber with 1 kill getting picked off here. Can it pick up another kill? Yes, it can. That's going to delay some mexes actually here. That's quite a nice pickup from Bennis. Still no Navy for the blue team down here, although Babel is going for a spirit attack. Spirits are probably not even going to be able to kill this engineer, to be quite honest. But I would like to see them try. It's technically possible. Look at that. The Virgin ACU versus the Chad Spirit. So both teams starting to get their T2 mexes out, and eco-wise, if we put it on here, it's extremely even. Both on 147 income. Reclaim-wise, well, Team 1, the red team, is a long way ahead. And that's mainly because Robot just has not... He just hasn't reclaimed his rocks properly yet. Neither, should it say, neither, you know, to be fair, neither has Bennis, who is idling most of his stuff outside his factory here for now. And, yeah, the naval advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 naval factories. 11, 12, 30... Okay, 30 naval factories versus no naval factories. And they're all making these frigates, and those frigates are actually going to have nothing to shoot at, because there's no attempt to get into Navy from from Team 2 whatsoever. Is this the 200 IQ counterplay that you know we enjoy on this channel? You know, you can't take any damage from frigates if you don't make any frigates or naval yards for them to kill. Babel is going for an invade himself, but he's several minutes late, right? His opponent is already here doing sensors. Totally Not a Robot has picked up gun. I'm not sure why he feels like he needed to come over here first. It's not like a bowling alley where you need to spin the ball this way to get a strike. You can literally just walk up to your opponent and shoot them in the face in this game. A Renegade for the Codemander is going to be trying to pick off some of the floaty Zooies, but making sure it stays perfectly in range of those interceptors there. A bit unfortunate. Has lured Dragon Slayer in for to lose all of his inties here, so that's going to hand air control over to Team 2 fairly decisively. But they won't be able to go much over the sea, because there's just so many frigates. Let's switch here so we can keep an eye on things. So, Totally Not a Robot dealing damage with his gun here. Quite a lot of damage. And a gunship rolls up from the Codemander. 2 gunships. There's no air support on the way from Team 1, as you can see there. This is incredibly greedy. This is the sort of greed that makes Wall Street look like a charity. He's just staying there taking it. Please, come on. Why?
I just bought a giant room full of gold coins, and I'm gonna dive into it like Scrooge McDuck. Ah!
Why? There was no need for that at all. There was just no need for that. Over on the opposite side of the map, Babel He is engaged in a fight with a Tech 1 point defense, and he is running away from it. He doesn't need to run away from it. He could actually just reclaim this and walk back, but you know, he's erring on the side of caution, having been demotivated by this. That really was just greed. I don't know if that was pure depression or he just had enough of life. Maybe he's a Zoomer or a millennial. They have a hard time of it, you know. Get blamed for everything.
Are millennials spoiled babies?
Do millennials stink?
Millennials have it too easy.
Millennials are the absolute cheapest.
Now, 5% strip.
They are ruining Halloween.
The thin-skinned generation.
Millennials.
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 Blame it on the millennials.
Still a constant stream of Zooies across the map. And unfortunately, these renegades not being defended. The Inties were off at the other side. And there's a shard out, by the way. There is a shard with 2 kills. Not just a meme unit in this game, apparently. The Blaze counter for the Zooies. And an attempt to make more naval yards down here is going to get shut down by the looks of things. Although, Aeon frigates, remember, they can't shoot up. They can only shoot sideways. So that renegade going to be able to make some good work over there. Babel's still walking around under the sea. He's exploring Bikini Bottom. And I think these probably should have been paused now. This is a lot of mass that they're spending on these frigates. A drop. Is this to reclaim the frigates? That's going to be excellent. A very nice reclaim there. No, no. No. Oh, a real blue on blue incident there.
Shut up, clock in, and load up.
What are you doing?
Codeman's gunships his entire own drop, all of his Tech 2 engineers, by accident. That's potentially a derp award already. We are 10 minutes into the game. Babel he's gonna come back home. So he walked over here, intimidated this point defense, lit the beacon. He lit the beacon here, and now he's just gonna walk back home. His job is done. The second transport. We've had one transport, yes, but what about second transport? So lots of frigates here. How many frigates do we actually have? 21 frigates. Now, I think the Blazers should be able to wrap that up, but they have to shift G and make a tight ball so they can deliver the DPS more effectively. That's better, yeah. Nice shift G here. Robot got a lovely formation move. He just wants to feel like he is the center of attention. He's got a constant parade around his units. His unit is parading around him. Babel, well, he's actually reclaiming the frigates here. That's very cheeky. I like to see that. They can finish off all these frigates. That's a lot of reclaim to lose as well, because I was going to say that Dragon Slayer actually, should be behind because he invested all that mass in his navy. But if you look at the mass, they are slightly behind, but he has full T2 mexes. Team 2 is behind because Bennis hasn't upped his Tech 1 mexes down here, not because of not because of Dragon Slayer's naval investments. T3 air out. And some mass sharing in the chat. Babel, well, he's going to run away. The frigate's on the water, too intimidating for him.
This is Megan's godfather, okay? He just got out the joint.
Why you putting all my business in the street? Why you putting all him? I just got out of jail and I ain't going back. I ain't going back.
Tech 2 Navy just pinged, but the cruisers have actually been sitting here doing almost nothing for a while already. And Robot has made a great commitment to Navy. He's put his HQ back here, which kind of a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, it's going to protect his tech, especially when he's got his ACU up here with stealth and torp. He's got the torpedo upgrade. They're really strong, that nanite torpedo launcher. The problem is that when he's stalling this much power, he's actually he's got no power. His stealth isn't actually going to be working. And if you put your naval yard in an area like this, you can quickly get units stuck. It would be probably better to have it like here or something. So at least the units can definitely get out. But we'll see if he has to pay for that. This is a great reclaim. Bennis has got engineers all the way over the other side of the map reclaiming. This is like a banana smoothie tactic. Just greed, just full greed with the engineer reclaim orders.
Here. I want you to suck it.
Plenty of ASF out. So we've got 10 for Bennis. And the Codemander is up to T3 Air. He has 11. And a small advantage, I think, on air factories. Actually, a large advantage on air factories. It's like 5-1. So could definitely be pushing out some bombers or wiping some air here if he wanted to. Both ACUs in the water for Team 1. And the missile bombardment has started. It is a bad day to be a Mex. Robot actually could be in trouble here. There's a few destroyers. 1, 2... Yeah, quite a few destroyers in here. And if he gets pushed out, they're going to beam him to death real quick. So he needs to stay in the water. But there are Solaces inbound. I didn't see those get built, but there are 3 Solaces inbound, and they can potentially kill him really fast here. Solaces are absolutely savage. I think one of those clipped a shield? Maybe? But here come the missiles. Ooh. Yeah, they drop him to half health, even though he's got a bunch of upgrades in one pass. Robot sends out his interceptors, but they're going to get cleaned up by the ASF really quickly here. Another torp, another Solace over the top. Ooh. He actually managed to get off of the water. That was like a bit in Jaws, where he had to get out of the water. But now he's in danger of the destroyers, and they're going to beam him. He's going to be in range for a while. Down to 3,000 hit points. Down to 2,000. On the other side of the map, I guess we can split it. We've got an invasion down here. But all the action is on this naval yard. Team 1 entirely trying to push Team 2 out of the Navy again. Not sure why they let Robot get back into this. They really didn't need to let him get in here, but they did. Solaces, they're going to be targeting the Salems now, almost certainly, as the next highest value target. Yeah, they are. Boop. And the naval HQ is going to go down. Didn't build a Tech 2 engineer for TMD, so I don't think they can repair it fast enough. So I think Robot's going to lose his Tech 2 HQ here, and he's got almost nothing to fight back with. He's still making frigates out of everything. His eco, well, he's stalling like 60-70% mass. So that's probably why. He just can't afford it. He's only got Tech 2 Mexes. He can't afford all this spending. Can he pick off the more expensive units is what he should be trying to do. If you're a Robot in this situation, try and pick off the cruisers, because they're what's going to really hurt your team. Focus the cruisers down with your destroyers. He's got his own destroyer actually here, which has got 6,000 mass killed. That is a hero cruiser, if ever I've seen one. I just don't think it's going to live long for this world now. But that attack has petered out, and it's left the doorway open for Babel to just come in here with his mostly Tech 2 floaty army and some frigates that have kind of been... Scout for naval, says Dragon Slayer. Oh, the duality of man. Scout for naval. Well, the idea was there. So both teams going to lose their Tech 2 HQs here. And Navy is going to probably be a reset. But I think this time Team 2 have more build power. They've got more naval yards. Especially if this pushes in here. No, it's going to go for the eco. Okay. Got shooed away from this area by these PDs, so it's going to go and try to raid some mexes, which is pretty smart. Bennis with no upgrades on his comm. Dragon Slayer also are with the naked comm. Babel naked. And where is Codemander's comm? Also naked. Epic Bennis taking fire here from the floaty units. And there's a big run by from Robot onto the naval production here. He's going to raid all these engineers. This is a massacre.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
The UN is going to send you a very strongly worded letter about this one, Robot. He gets every single engineer there. That's absolutely brutal. Well worth the investment for those frigates. And this is looking like a naval crush in the opposite direction now. Tech 2 Mex is going down here in the base. The floaty raids. What is going to be the answer to this? Well, I don't see one right now. Another naval yard constructed in the corner. So this is just all about the hidden naval yards. This is an interesting little story. The Shield has decided that the Scout is more valuable than the Blaze here. And the Blaze has decided that the Mex is more valuable than the Solace or the Engineers. And now the gunships delete everything. Sad. It's a pretty big fleet here for Dragon Slayer, but I just don't think he's got enough. He's got a lot of the destroyers. So the map's kind of glitching in the background. But I think he's just going to get Shift G'd here. He's got all of these floaty units coming up from the south as well. He's going to get sandwiched. And Bennis doesn't seem to really be using his units at all. They're kind of orange. The 1200 calls the 2K garbage. You gotta enjoy it, really. It's, Bennis is currently on 600 eco. For reference, he has more eco than the entire rest of the enemy team combined. So that is why he has slightly less. That's why he has less units. He has a sizable eco income. He's got a lot of T3 mexes. These blazes are being very effective. And there's so many of them here not even being used. This is the reserve army. Bennis's huge construction of T1 factories is going to get raided by frigates. Can they even see these naval yards? They still don't know about this. Imagine scouting. Incredible. Gunships brought in here, but there are flaks in the army. And flaks versus T2 gunships is a pretty good matchup for the flaks. They can keep it just out of range. The splash damage is deadly. Up to 800 mass killed on that flak already. In come the ASFs, and that's a very sad end for the gunships there. Tech 1 PD on the beach for Bennis. It's pretty unfortunate. Tech 2 PD just further back in the factories. It looks like he's basically setting up the way you would in Seaton's on the beach for like a desperate defense here. Dragon Slayer not going for any T3 eco at 25 minutes. He is in fact putting everything into Navy. Well, that's not working out that well for him either, because he's getting crushed. There's a lot of Torp bombers. We've got quite a lot of Tech 1 air transports. Tech 2 Navy down at the bottom as well. And we've got, look, a proxy attempt. What is this conga line of engineers across the map? Why would you do this? Why would you be allowed to do this? This should be illegal. No, this shouldn't be allowed.
You can't keep getting away with it!
But we're going to have a proxy PD base. But if you're going to do this, you need to spam as much of it up as soon as you can, really. Shield, stealth shield, artillery, T2 PD, the whole lot. Get as much of it as you can. Whereas on the left-hand side here, we're going to have a classic Navy versus floaty match. Red versus blue, and purple versus orange in the same place. It just needs to be more. Just go wild. Imagine if you spam some TMLs as well. All of these T3 mexes could be absolutely victimized right now. What is his response from Bennis? That's the question. T3 power is his response. He's just going to make T3 power. Bennis completes T3 land HQ. What is he going to start working on? Snipers? No, Zoes from a T3 HQ. Bennis, why must you do this? Please, friend. No, just Zoes and Tech 1 engineers, okay. Dragon Slayer is fighting a pretty desperate battle here, actually. And Bennis is going to have to be in pain as well soon. The cancer building here has started and it's growing. His response is going to be to build a chicken after all this Tech 3 power. I guess that's because he has so much mass. Yeah, he has 850 eco right now. He's doubling the other team's mass income. The question is, can he live long enough to spend it? Because his ally is just getting absolutely crushed. And this base is going to be a real problem, especially if it started making arty. Imagine if the arty shots started landing here and here. That chicken is going up real quick. Look at that. It's real time. We're at 0%. Bennis doing RAS as well. Is he got some secret plan to make sure he gets to 1000 eco before he does anything? The sightseeing saw for these frigates. Not great. Not the best place to be a frigate within. And I guess with all this sand around, it was only a matter of time until the sea became salty, right? Right?
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in and you can constantly taste the salt. Yeah,
he's being literally spit roasted from both sides by the blue team. And yeah, look at that. That's lovely. Yeah, looks like that's some great salt. T3 Mex is going down. This is at 27 minutes. I'm not really sure. I mean, if the chicken survives, maybe? Yeah, okay, the chicken is finished. The chicken can clean this up. That makes a lot more sense, because this was starting to look really bad for Team 1 here. Dragon Slayer actually control Cade.
He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. With 5,000 kilometers ahead of him, he's heading towards certain death.
And he leaves a nuke, which is loading, and some T3 air, and that's about it. Epic Bennis now up to 1.2 thousand mass a second. That is enough to make chickens every 20 or 30 seconds if he really needs to. Still no real attempt to use air. Team 2 do have a significant air advantage, but just not really any desire to use it right now. Preferring to mass Navy and Tech 1 bombers. Why is Robot still making Tech 1 Inties at 28 minutes? I don't know. Please upgrade an air factory, my friend. You could make Corsairs or something. The gunship's going to make work of all these blazes, but not before they kill a bunch of T3 mexes. Perhaps not as many as you might think. Only 2 have been lost so far. Would have been better to put them on Mex priority. Bennis completes Splash Gun on his comm. Why has he made Splash Gun? That makes almost no sense to me. Was that a misclick? Completes a GC up here, so in a couple of minutes we've got 3 force experimentals all out, and Bennis looks like he's going to turn the tables here and crush, to be quite honest. Strats and Corsairs coming in, and they're going for the nuke, which is pretty sensible since Team 1 only have an anti-nuke that's not loaded. There it goes. The ASFs are brought north to defend. Can the Strats get anything else done? This is a perfect target. No, they can't. The Massacre! A Tech 1 bomber massacre on the T3 engineers there. And the GC, as usual, just shrugging off all these bullets like they're nothing.
Okay, drop him!
Big metal robot does not care for your bullets. In the middle of the map, we've got 2 chickens crossing onto the Pop-Tart, and they are untouchable by the blazes. The blaze can't really do anything to a chicken. And with the coast secure here for Bennis, he finds himself in a 3v1, but with double the eco of his enemy team. Not a great place to rally your engineers into. How much do Team 1 see? Well, the scouting information is not great. In fact, Bennis is going to be scouting with these chickens, which is not the best idea, but he's probably micromanaging a million things right now, so we can... he does have 1 T3 scout. On the other hand, Team 2, well, they don't really see that much either, although they have decent vision of most of the map. A big air engage in the middle over the Pop-Tart. You can see they're microing their units, trying to get behind each other. Bennis gets a much better turn there. One of the chickens dies already. That's to Battleship and Tech 1 Subfire robot with the big brain here. He's producing nothing but Tech 1 subs out of his factories. And that will kill the chickens. In the middle, the air has almost gone to a stalemate because there's cruisers from Robot, but Bennis basically staves that off. He has a small numbers advantage. Not able to get enough veterancy here to survive, so both chickens go down for nothing. That's pretty sad. This GC, however, much more durable. Manages to kill all of the destroyers. And these two chickens, that's a lot of mass. That's 40,000 mass. That's half an artillery, or it's an experimental, and there's a whole bunch more strats ready, so... Team 2 looking to pick their targets and try to close out the game, I still think. Meanwhile, Bennis, with a huge eco advantage, can do basically whatever he wants. He has an anti-nuke here. We can mark that. That's it. That's all he got. Anti-nuke wise on Team 2, we've got one here, and that's it. So we've got only 2 anti-nukes in play. Huge number of Othams going to make the pond crossing, and they have torpedoes, remember? So... Actually, bullying this frigate. Not sure why they would not go after the cruisers, but they're bullying the frigate, picking on the small guy. Typical Seraphim. In come the torpedo bombers, and that will almost certainly deal with this, as will the subs. So where does Bennis go from here? Well, let's have a look. He's got a lot of sniper bots on land. He's got Tech 1 bombers to deal with drops. He's got a lot of build power and floaty tanks. He's got chickens coming. And what is this? Well, this is a Yelona Os. We haven't seen one of those in a while in a derpcast, but here we go. Yelona Os planned. It doesn't need any power adjacency, just shields around it. Not opting for a stealth gen. Questionable. Also no T1P adjacency around the Omni, but I guess he doesn't need that either. And up here we have a GC manufacturing area. Oh, no, the 78 Tech 1 subs did in fact not decide to come down here where they would be useful. They're just going to chill in the middle of the map. Maybe he can float them for anti-air or something, I don't know. Oh, it's only Seraphim, isn't it? So, Babel is floating a lot of mass and he's sending it to his allies. Robot starts cloaking at the back and he has transport here ready. That's a pretty big Yenzine army. How many Yenzines does Bennis have here? 109 Yenzines. If he put some Zuis with that as well, that would be pretty devastating because Robot's producing only subs. And subs do not do well against Yenzines, even if they surface. T3 Navy now for the Codemander. With this very large and quite pretty, to be quite honest. I quite like the Cybran battleship. I know that's heresy, but you know, can't all be perfect. Lots of reclaim on the map. I've lost my little reclaim counter, but there is a lot of reclaim on the map. Bennis just not. He hasn't even felt the need to collect these mexes back. He's got so much mass. That YOLO is now half done. What can Team 2 do about that? Well, they're making a crab. And they're making more strats. So it looks like air is what they're going to be... they're going for. Air and Navy. How much of their naval production will they lose to these Yenzines, which are basically doing a Stalingrad charge here, straight into the defenses. When the first Yenzine dies, the second one picks up the mass and attacks. Builds another one, something like that. Who would win? 78 Tech 1 subs or an Otham? This is the question. I think the Otham is going to get absolutely crushed here. Wow, that is devastating. They didn't even kill a single Tech 1 sub. I didn't think it would be that crushing, but it is. PD on the beach now for Team 2. Tickling the Yenzines with lasers. And a pacifist anti-aircraft, the aircraft carrier just strolls past through the beach invasion. I don't think those Yenzines are going to be enough. Another anti-nuke up here. Another anti-nuke here. So we've got 2 anti-nukes protecting the YOLO, which is at 65%. This looks like some kind of eel. It's a big purple eel. I'm going to call it an eel because it would be rude to call it what it actually looks like. And it's just swimming its way around the sea. Look. Whoa. 100 patrolling subs. There you go. Get rid of that. Another anti-nuke up. So 3 anti-nukes now, all protecting the YOLO at the back. Although, I think if this one dies, it's potentially... No, it's not. It's not edge nukeable. 4 battleships here. I think the battleships will be in range of the anti-nukes if they get here. That's the real danger, I think, for Bennis. That and the amount of Salems that they could produce that could potentially just walk up if the chickens don't kill them. Yelona Os at 80%. Did they know about it? Well, they've scouted it, but there's no pings. So unless you zoom all the way in, it's not going to show up. It just looks like they're working on some kind of experimental, probably based on this. Babel completes a megalith. Where is that off to? Well, it's walking straight over here. Sensible. Bennis, on the other hand, knows absolutely nothing about what his enemies are doing. And then... oh, that's pretty classic. There's some great pings left on the map there. The Yelona Os is done. And this thing will fire a super nuke every 30 seconds. Shields going up as well. This chicken just asserting its dominance by standing in enemy ordnance. That's excellent. Codemander has invested a lot into gunships, but that's almost completely worthless right now because there are so many SAMs around that they just won't get anything done ever. It would almost be good to try to get the destroyers over the land to here. That would almost be pretty funny. And there goes the YOLO. If I put it on Bennis' thing, can I snap to the... No, I can't. It's already launched. And that is coming down here. Well, there are 2 only just loaded. Only just loaded 2 antis here. So this one will get shot down. But I feel like this is a surprise. Like they probably haven't actually scouted that. It's definitely on the map now. What else have we got? Well, there's one here. That's not loaded. And there's one here. That's got 1. So there is currently 0 defense for that YOLO right now. And Team 2 desperately need to push as hard as they can. They have to kill this before it kills them, basically. Second YOLO missile is out. It's going to the same place down here. He's just queued up. He's just queued up all of the YOLOs on here. 2 is never going to load. So Codemander is going to run away, and his base is going to get deleted. We're going to have an air fight over all the SAMs. That's going to go disastrously for the Codemander. But he's doing it in order to get his strats and his torp bombers in. Epic Bennis is in the water. Can the torp bombers pick him off? think he's lost too many ASF. He goes the wrong way anyway. The strats, I think, going to get picked off by the ASF here as well. Yes, they do. At the same time, the Commander's base gets there's nothing left of his base. Third YOLO missile is out, and the Torp bombers, well, he's out of the water now, so the Torp bombers can't really do anything. But can the crab's moving in. It's not firing at anything, which is slightly depressing. Could be killing these mexes if it had taken a slightly better path. It's going to be a wasted YOLO nuke there. Fourth YOLO missile is out. And where are we going with this one, Bennis? Well, we are going here. This is his nukes that he's queued up. You can see the crab is going to try to make landfall. Oh. It's still not firing at anything. That's definitely a wasted opportunity from Babel there. The flax is a really nice touch to cover the crab. Looks like he's going in the water with the crab, which that could work. Loses his base. No, he's going to fight with the crab against all those Othams. No, oh, that's, oh, no, oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, no. Why is he wiggling his ass towards the chicken? That's not how you do it. Please fire at least just once. That's the worst crab micro I've ever seen. Babel, please. That's got to be a derp award for that. That was a legitimate chance to do something there. Even just killing the energy storages would have made a difference. And one anti-nuke loaded here. It's not going to be enough. They're going to lose some more of their base for that. 3 massive craters gouged out of Team 2's entire base here. See, the blast wave just destroys everything. The spider, well, the spider has managed to get into the water, so that's at least a positive. And it will go and hide there, and it can be potentially dangerous. I didn't see what happened to the Torp bombers, but if they were... he's still got the shield. They wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. Over here we've got 3 GCs. We've got the 3 GC hit squad. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Stomping around Tokyo like kaiju coming out of the sea, to be quite honest. There's nothing that this base is going to be able to do. The anti-nuke is definitely going to die. And Robot's in real danger. He's got the laser upgrade and he's making telly. Another nuke out. Where's that going? Probably here? Gonna pick off everything. Does Bennis know about Robot's ACU? No, he doesn't. That's so close. Remember that the GC does have Omni. That's so close. He could kill the comm, but he doesn't know it's there. Decided not to pick off these turrets either. He only has to move like 2. He can see the comm. It's right there. The ACU's right there. Bennis. He's going on a move path. We've got a Tsar out as well. Well, that teleport looks like it might actually finish. And the we gotta go. I gotta split. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Please let me zoom. So the spider and the chicken are kind of facing off here. Bennis is going nano repair, which is extremely sensible because, you know, he's only got 1,200 hit points. He could die to almost anything. 12,000, sorry. Where's that next YOLO missile going? It's hard to say. It's going down south again. That's no different. But Robot is walking here. He has telly. He can go at any time. I need to remove these anti-nukes because there's basically no anti-nukes right now. Bennis did actually lose one of his top anti-nukes though. The spider came out and it's going to get donutted. That's very unfortunate because that was actually a real chance to it's a vetted spider. It had a real chance to do something there, but it just pops out and gets on the wrong side of a donut. Robot has got telly. He's got a small chance. He's got a window here to do something. What exactly, I don't know he can do with it. There's so much PD here, but the YOLO is going to fire here, and he's stuck between a YOLO and 3 GCs. I'm not sure. I think he'll probably die here. Imagine that, Robot dying from not moving his comm. Absolute classic Robot. Exactly what happened last time, actually. Died to a GC. No, he sees it, but it's a bit late. I think it's a bit late. Oh! Outrun the explosion. His battleship gets popped by... he actually takes almost... He takes about 8,000 damage from it. Please don't walk straight into the GC. No, he doesn't. Okay. Another nuke out, and that's going... Hard to say... In the middle island. Yeah, it's sensible. That will clean the middle island, the Pop-Tart. Battleship's dying to Zooies. There's almost nothing left here. The eco is just... I mean, it's 1,000 mass to 68 mass. There's basically one last roll of the dice, but this is a very well protected ACU. He's got 36,000 hit points and a YOLO surrounded. He's got a YOLO's worth of shields, plus all this PD, plus ZARs. He's got ASF, he's got tanks, he's got chickens. I'm really not sure what Team 2 can do, but they're going anyway. Where are they going? Well, they're going here for the anti-nukes. Do they have a nuke sub? Is there a nuke sub? I mean, there's... I think he'll die in one hit to the sniper bots, won't he? Come on, Rob, tell me you're not going to do that. Don't end it like that, just YOLOing into the sniper bots. They'll one-shot you. Okay, well, they do have a nuke sub, but at 21 mass for the entire team, I don't think they've got enough to load it. Robot? All of this navy is completely useless. Bennis just needs to scout for the ACUs. He can nuke this navy at his leisure. They do have one nuke sub with a nuke loaded. Okay, this is the play. This is the play. The nuke sub can anti... Oh, it's so big brain. Epic Bennis says, sorry guys, you lost. But I can see a path to win. They can still do it. They can still do it. They don't even need to kill the anti-nukes. If he can get in here and kill them, they can launch the nuke. He can pick him off. They can edge nuke him. Let's make sure these are completely accurate. They can edge nuke him. Yes! They can do it.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia. Impossible!
They can do it. Even his own team. Epic Bennis is chatting shit. He thinks it's all over. His ally thinks it's all over. He's gonna get edge nuked.
Whoa. Hey.
And here comes Hurst. He's got some fiddler on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. It's 4.
Oh. And for the second time in a row, the trash talk gets destroyed. What a finish that was. Robot with the redemption arc today manages to pick off the northern anti-nuke with his navy, and then just despite having perhaps only 30 or 40 mass incoming for the entire team, they managed to load the nuke sub An edge nuke Bennis who's 2k rated out of the game just a few seconds after he starts trash talking them in all chat. It doesn't get much better than that. Some strong candidates today for a derp award. We had the Codemander gunshipping all of his own engineers. We had Babel with quite possibly the worst crab micro I've ever seen. And we have Epic Bennis there, who was trash talking in all chat without any anti-nuke over his Yelona Os. I will let you decide in the comments who gets the derp award. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the cast. I will leave you with Discount Keyboard Cat, and I will see you next time.